When you run Amazon FBA business, it's really nice when it's running smoothly and you are on top of any changes which are beyond your daily control. And in this video, we'll talk about SELLERBOARD, and we have a lot of videos about this tool. You can have a special sign up link below in the description as well if you want to try. But in this video, we will talk about their updated dashboard for alerts, and you will learn how you can prioritize the importance of different alerts which are coming to your way. You can set up notifications for buy when you are losing buy box, when a listing is changing, when you need to restock items, and so on and so on and so on. And according to the importance for your business, you can put a different priority for these alerts. So check this video, see how it works, and if you want to try SELLERBOARD, you will find the link below.
Hello, Alex. I'm really happy to have you back on the Orange Klik YouTube channel to talk about different alerts that Amazon sellers should be aware of about what is going on with their Amazon listings and with their Amazon store. And we will go over a new dashboard that SELLERBOARD has now launched to the sellers. But before we dive into the details, could you first introduce yourself and also give us a short overview of what SELLERBOARD is and how do you usually help Amazon sellers?
Yep, of course. Thank you for invitation, Lisette. As always, a pleasure to be here. So my name is Alex. I'm head of marketing at SELLERBOARD, and which is a profit analytics software with a solid toolbox of additional functionalities to help you automate some of the process inside your Amazon business. And today I'm going to cover an improvement that we've introduced to the alerts feature. It's a dashboard that transforms your alerts list into an actionable dashboard. So yeah, I will be happy to present it.
Okay, I know a lot of Amazon sellers, especially experienced and established one, really like the features and dashboards your tool provides. So I think me personally, I'm very excited to see what you came up with, and also probably the audience watching us now. So let's go ahead, share your screen. Let's see what are some of the alerts Amazon sellers should pay attention to and how the new dashboard also looks like.
All right, of course, I will do that. But before we jump into the software, I would really like to take a really brief moment to talk about the basic alerts that a seller can set up in his Seller Central account. So as you probably know, there are several types of alerts that Amazon sends the sellers when some critical events happen inside their Amazon business. So let me cover the basic ones. So the order notifications are basically just alerts or notifications that will tell you whenever you receive an order. Then whenever returns happen, then you will also receive notifications from Amazon if your listings are closed for some reason, or when you created a listing and then Amazon confirms that it's been created, you will also receive notifications. If you request reports and by the time they get ready so you can access them, you can also receive notification from Amazon, and same applies for cases when someone makes you an offer, or there are other events like account notifications, emergency notifications when you are prompted to start a conversation, so messaging with the customers. So basically all of the stuff that's related to the transactional part of your business, and the critical stuff that Amazon points out, like your account performance. So this is also something that you can get notified by Amazon, but it will not necessarily help you improve your performance on the market. So it's only things that will help you stay on Amazon and make your listings available and make your products available to the market. But there are also other important events in your Amazon business that you need to know about. For instance, if you are working on a competitive market and you have a lot of sellers on the listing, so if something happens to the listing itself, like let's say a name changes, or maybe description changes, or images change on the listing, or a brand changes on the listing, these are all things you need to be aware of, because it could be potentially hijacker activity, or maybe you just need to look out if these changes are legit and maybe even do something about it. So all of these listing changes are things that you should be looking at and be aware of. And in case if you have a lot of ASINs, it kind of gets complicated to follow and to track. So you would not necessarily, be able to do it by hand or manually. So you probably need an automated tool to do that. And besides that, there are also other cases. For instance, if you lose the buy box, for instance, if you have neutral or negative feedback, seller feedback. So this is also something that you probably look into and maybe see if you can solve it. So let me show you now how SellerBoard can set you up with automatic notifications that will be sent out to your email so you can react. And most importantly, show you, and maybe this will be interesting for people who already are acquainted to the alerts tool from SellerBoard, the new features, and basically this dashboard that we've introduced late in the previous year. All right, let me switch then to SellerBoard. So this is the main profit dashboard, the main view of the tool, but we are going to go over here to the alerts tab in the main menu on the left. And let me show you right from the very start the dashboard. So previously on SellerBoard, you've just been able to see a list of notifications like you see over here, but it was like just a list that you can see and probably be aware of things that are happening. And now the dashboard gives you the option to do two important things. First of all, prioritize the alerts. So you could, first of all, divide the alerts into things that are more important for you and less important. And then the second thing is you can actually solve these alerts and then mark them as resolved. So this transforms your alerts list into a giant to-do list, or maybe not so giant, but into a to-do list. So you can actually move from one alert to another, do something about it, and then mark it as resolved. Let me show you how it works. So now in the alerts dashboard, in the top, you have three main tiles that give you the option to select major alerts. So the alerts that have the major importance. I'm going to show you in a minute how you can set importance or priorities, in other words, for your alerts. Minor alerts or total alerts. So I'm going to go ahead and select total. So I will see a list of all my alerts right here. Then, as I can see, I have 70 of them, from which 7 are resolved. So I suppose that the other 63 are unresolved at the moment. And then I have my list of alerts here. Before I jump into it, let me show you that you can select the period that you are analyzing. So when you receive the alerts or when they happened, the marketplace that you're working with, then you can choose which type of alerts are you interested in right now and you want to analyze. So this can be stock alerts, category changed in the listings, negative or neutral feedback, listing changes, and stuff like that. So maybe even if the FBA fee changes for a certain product or a category changes for a product, this is also something SellerBoard can notify you about. So these are basically filtering options, and you can select only, let's say, FBA fee changes, then filter out the list and see all of the notifications about FBA fee changes. So you can tap into that and analyze whether you should verify if these changes are legit or not. Let me switch back to all of these. Yeah, so the list is quite long with the types of alerts. Yeah, then overall, when you have all of the alerts in the list, you can group them. So you can group them, for instance, by product. When you will do that, you will have the general product, and then you can expand all of the alerts that currently you have related to a particular product, or maybe by type. So if I say that right now I'm analyzing only FBA fee changes, then of course I will have only this group. Then by marketplace, so I can analyze separately all of my alerts for the Canadian marketplace, for the US marketplace, and so on and so forth. And coming back to the general list, I can go ahead, for instance, now and filter out only the major alerts that I'm interested in. I'm going to click this tile, and all of the list will only be composed right now of major alerts. This is the priority level you see right here in this column. And that brings me to the next improvement that we've introduced is the resolved column. So whenever I will tackle an alert and try to resolve it, After I will do so, then I will check this box and say, okay, I've managed to do something about this alert. I've solved the situation, so I will go ahead and mark it as resolved. By the way, this is a demo account, so don't mind the error over here. I'm just not overwriting the server data. Yeah, so this is a way to, as you can see, first of all, work by priority with the alerts. Second, group the alerts, and maybe you are trying to filter them out in a way that you are working. You're first figuring out all of the FBA fee changes, so you can start with that problem and try to solve it product by product, case by case. Then you're analyzing listing changes, so you are also grouping the alerts by type over here, and you are filtering out only the listing changing alerts, and then try to solve all of these cases one by one. So moving on step by step. This gives you the flexibility to organize all of these alerts and organize the work with them. And then, of course, besides organizing and besides prioritizing all of this work, you can mark your progress with the resolved status right here for each and every alert. This is basically it for the alerts dashboard. It transforms just a simple list of alerts into an actionable dashboard. And now let me show you the settings that run behind this functionality, because inside the settings tab for the alerts, you will set up the priorities for each type of alert. So it can be either major or minor, depending on your preference, or maybe on your business model. And then just it's worth maybe going really quickly through the list of alerts. As I mentioned before, you have alerts that are related to listing changes. So basically everything that happens with the ASINs, parent-child relationships, brand changes, buy boxes that are lost, category changes. Then we have a separate block of alerts that are related to commissions and fees. So if you have FBA fee changes for a product, or Amazon commission changes, or maybe dimension changes, because if your dimension changes, then the fees that you pay to Amazon also change. Categories, Amazon product category changes, and stuff like that. So besides that, we've introduced recently a new group of alerts. These are the advertising opportunity recommendations by Amazon. So there are several types of advertising opportunity recommendations. The click-through rate gap, that means that if SellerBoard analyzes and sees that there's a gap in click-through of your current period that you're currently working with versus the previous periods, and there's a big discrepancy there, then we can send out an alert to you. This is a parameter that's actually calculated by Amazon. We receive it through API and we send out the notifications whenever Amazon sends us this alert. So basically, Amazon triggers this alert. Then a similar metric, or not metric, maybe an alert that we receive is the conversion gap. Same thing here. Current period in comparison to a previous period, and then if there's a gap, then Amazon will notify us and we will send out a notification to you as well, an alert. Then if you have campaigns that are high performing, what means high performing? If you have PPC campaigns that have ROAS over 3, and if they are about to run out of budget, if they consumed like 80% of their budget, then probably it is a good idea. If these campaigns are highly profitable, then it's a good idea to expand your budget, right? So they will not stop once the budget runs out. This is also something that Amazon can notify you about via SellerBoard. So they will send us the data, we will send you a notification. And then the impressions gap. So again, if your impressions currently for specific campaigns are in a decrease comparing to the previous periods, we can notify you about that. Besides that, as I said, commissions, fees, anything that's related to loss of buy box, new best price on the listing, and additionally opportunities. So if you have products that have been lost or damaged by Amazon, you can actually get notified about that, about the opportunity to get reimbursed for those cases. And additionally, stock alerts. So if you set up in SellerBoard, in the inventory management, the lead times and the necessary numbers to maintain your stock levels, then SellerBoard can notify whenever you are going to be running out of stock for a specific product. So you can act and make a new order and replenish your stock. So yeah, these are the types of alerts overall. Last thing I wanted to mention here is the fact that whenever some of these or any of these triggers happen, and you can get notified either in SellerBoard. So up here we have a notification menu. As you can see, the bell icon, and under the bell icon you have all of the alerts. There's the product, and there are 2 alerts that are related to this specific product. So you have like a quick glimpse of what's happening and an option to quickly react to it. If you click it, you will be taken to the alerts dashboard. Or you can always access the alerts dashboard and see the extended list. So as I was saying, you have the option to get notified only in the notification menu over here, or also via email. And if you choose to get notified via email, then you can specify separate emails for different types of alerts, and you can specify also several emails, not only one. So if you're working with a team, that helps really well. Last thing, when you're working with alerts, there might be cases when you do not necessarily need to be notified about all of the activity in the account. For instance, if you can exclude certain marketplaces that you do not wish to get notified about, or certain products. So maybe you do not care about certain products for some reason. Maybe you're not, following them. Then you also can exclude them from the list. Other than that, the main settings, you have them over here in the alerts settings page, and yeah, the dashboard, as I showed you previously, organized, prioritized, and with the possibility to track your basically your how do you call it, your progress. Right, this is the word that I wanted to find. I guess this is it. This is an important improvement for us. We've been requested highly by the customers to introduce it, and because the alerts, when you have a lot of ASINs, can be sometimes a little bit chaotic. So yeah, this is something that we've only introduced recently.
Thank you so much, Alex. Very good overview, and I would say very good tool. I'm eager to check it out myself as well. Definitely, what I like the most is that you can get like all of the information from one place, and you can assign either one team member or a few of them, because I think oftentimes it can be quite overwhelming if you receive only emails and only one person can receive all of the emails, and then probably like forwarding the emails to another person, and then so forward. So I think this dashboard and this tool definitely makes the life of Amazon sellers much easier. And as you said, it was highly requested by the sellers themselves, and I know you're always thinking about sellers first. So yeah, thanks for coming up with that kind of solution.
All right, thanks for your interest. Again, pleasure coming to Orange Klik, showcasing the new features. Looking forward to meeting you again and moving on with developing SellerBoard.
Exactly. And if you're watching us now and you want to test out this feature or check out SellerBoard overall, then we also have the link in the video description below. So go ahead and check it out.
If you feel that SellerBoard alerts or their other features could be a good fit for your Amazon business, you'll find the link below in the description to sign up for the software, and also you can get 2 months free trial to try them. And also don't forget to subscribe and like our videos, because this helps us to create and motivates us to create more videos like this. And if you have additional questions about SellerBoard alerts, you use the comment section below. Now I would like to invite you to watch the whole playlist of SellerBoard videos which we recorded in the last years and months. So check this out.